Have you ever felt like your mind isn't as sharp as it used to be? Maybe there are moments when you can't quite remember a name or forget why you walked into a room. Don't worry, it happens to all of us. But here's the good news: it's absolutely possible to keep your mind sharp, even into your 90s. The best part? It's never too late to start. Today, I want to talk about something that's really close to my heart: how you can train your brain to stay sharp and healthy, no matter your age. Our brains are incredible organs, capable of change and growth, even as we get older. So, if you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, or beyond, it's never too late to nurture and protect that precious mind of yours. We all know that as we age, our bodies change. We slow down a little, and yes, we might not have the same energy we had in our younger years. But guess what? Your brain doesn't have to slow down with the rest of you. In fact, there are simple, proven strategies you can use to keep your brain sharp, improve your memory, and even boost your mood. All it takes is a little attention, patience, and consistency. In this video, I'm going to walk you through some of the most effective ways to keep your mind as sharp as ever, even as you age. And don't worry, I won't be telling you anything too complicated. Everything we talk about today is simple, easy to incorporate into your everyday routine, and practical for anyone, no matter where you're at in life. So, let's dive in and start with the first point: keeping your brain active with daily challenges. We all know that exercise is important for our bodies, but did you know your brain needs exercise too? Just like your muscles, your brain gets stronger and sharper the more you use it. One of the best ways to keep your mind in top shape is by giving it regular challenges. Think of it like going to the gym for your brain. You can start with something as simple as puzzles. Crossword puzzles, Sudoku, or even word searches are fantastic ways to stimulate different parts of your brain. And it's not just about working your memory, it's also about improving your problem-solving skills and boosting your cognitive flexibility. The beauty of these brain games is that they're easy to do and fun, so you're not only exercising your brain but also having a good time while doing it. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, I'm not a fan of puzzles, and I don't have time for them. But the good news is, there are so many ways to challenge your brain that don't require a puzzle at all. You could try learning something new, like a language or a musical instrument. Even small things like changing up your routine or taking a different route when you go for a walk can engage your brain in new ways and encourage it to think differently. Another great way to challenge your brain is by reading. Whether it's a novel, an article, or even something educational, reading not only expands your knowledge but also helps keep your mind sharp. It encourages critical thinking and memory retention. And here's a tip: try reading books or articles that are a little outside your comfort zone, something that challenges your perspective. It'll help keep your brain engaged and flexible. But the best part about keeping your brain active is that it doesn't require hours of effort every day. Just 15 to 20 minutes a day of mental stimulation can make a world of difference. And the more consistent you are, the better the results will be. Now, let's move on to the second point: staying socially engaged. One of the most powerful ways to keep your brain sharp is by staying connected with others. Human beings are social creatures, and our brains thrive on interaction. Studies have shown that maintaining strong social connections can significantly reduce the risk of cognitive decline. That's because social engagement challenges our brains to think quickly, recall information, and navigate complex conversations. So, how can you stay socially engaged? Well, there are plenty of ways. If you've got friends or family nearby, make a habit of spending time with them regularly. Go out for coffee, join a local community group, or even start a weekly game night. If you're someone who enjoys volunteering, that's another great way to meet people and engage with your community. It's not just about the socializing either, it's about the mental workout that happens when you're interacting with others. Your brain has to work to listen, process information, and contribute to conversations, which strengthens your cognitive abilities. And let's not forget technology. Social media or video calls can be wonderful tools to stay connected, especially if you live far from your loved ones. I know some of you might feel a little intimidated by technology, but it's not as hard as it seems. Once you get the hang of it, It's a great way to feel close to people no matter where they are in the world. One more thing, don't just engage with people who share your interests or beliefs. It might feel easier to stick to people who think the same way you do, but the truth is, the more diverse your social circle is, the more your brain gets stimulated. Different perspectives and new ideas keep your mind active, so don't be afraid to branch out and meet new people. Now that we've covered the importance of keeping your brain active and staying socially engaged, let's move on to the third point, eating for brain health. It's true that you are what you eat, and this doesn't just apply to your body, it applies to your brain too. What you put into your body can have a huge impact on how well your brain functions. The good news is, there are plenty of delicious foods that can help keep your brain in top shape. One of the most powerful nutrients for brain health is omega-3 fatty acids, which are found in foods like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds. Omega-3s are essential for maintaining the structure and function of your brain cells, and they've been shown to improve memory, focus, and overall cognitive function. So, if you enjoy fish, try to include it in your diet a couple of times a week. If you're not a fan of fish, don't worry, there are plenty of plant-based sources of omega-3s that are just as effective. Another key nutrient for brain health is antioxidants. These are found in fruits and vegetables, particularly those with bright, vibrant colors like berries, spinach, and kale. Antioxidants help protect the brain from damage caused by free radicals and oxidative stress, which can contribute to cognitive decline. So, aim to fill your plate with a variety of colorful fruits and veggies every day. Your brain will thank you. A balanced diet also means staying hydrated. Dehydration can make it harder for your brain to function properly, so make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day. And while we're on the topic of hydration, try to limit sugary drinks, as they can cause fluctuations in blood sugar levels that might affect your focus and memory. By making small, simple changes to your diet, you can support your brain and help it stay sharp for years to come. Now, we've covered a lot so far: how to keep your brain active, how staying socially engaged helps your mind, and how important nutrition is for brain health. Next, we'll dive into another powerful way to keep your mind sharp, which I think you'll find incredibly valuable. Stay tuned. Now that we've talked about how keeping your brain active, staying socially engaged, and eating a brain-healthy diet can make a big difference in your cognitive health, let's dive into some more strategies that can really take your brain health to the next level. These next tips are practical, but they also come with a little twist, because sometimes, what's good for your body is just as good for your mind. The fourth point we're going to explore today is physical exercise for mental sharpness. I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times, exercise is good for you. But did you know that physical activity is one of the best things you can do for your brain? It's not just about staying fit, it's about staying mentally sharp. Regular physical activity helps increase blood flow to the brain, which supports the growth of new brain cells and enhances cognitive function. In fact, studies have shown that people who are physically active have a lower risk of developing memory problems and cognitive decline as they age. Now, you don't have to run marathons or hit the gym every day to reap these benefits. In fact, simple exercises like walking, swimming, or even light stretching can have a huge impact. The key is to stay consistent. Just 30 minutes of moderate exercise a few times a week can work wonders for your brain. And the best part? It doesn't have to be intense. What matters is that you're moving, getting your blood pumping, and staying active. Something as simple as a daily walk can be incredibly beneficial. Whether it's around your neighborhood or in a local park, walking helps keep your body mobile and your mind clear. Plus, if you make it a habit to walk with a friend or family member, you get the added benefit of social interaction. It's a win-win. But here's something else you might not know. Exercise also boosts the production of chemicals in the brain that improve mood, reduce stress, and protect against depression. So, when you exercise, it's not just your body that feels better, it's your mind too. And when you feel good emotionally, your brain can function at its best. Along with walking or other aerobic exercises, strength training can be a great addition to your routine. Building muscle strength doesn't just help with physical tasks, it also supports brain health by encouraging the release of growth factors that promote brain cell growth and maintenance. If you haven't tried weight training before, don't worry, it's never too late to start. You can use light weights or even resistance bands to gradually build strength, and you'll be surprised by how much of a difference it can make, both for your body and your mind. So, as you can see, regular physical activity is a powerful tool for keeping your brain sharp. Whether you're walking, swimming, or lifting weights, getting your body moving is one of the best things you can do to support your brain health. Now, let's move on to our next tip, prioritizing sleep for cognitive function. It might be tempting to think that sleep is just for resting our bodies, but your brain is just as busy when you sleep as it is when you're awake. In fact, sleep is absolutely essential for mental sharpness. When you sleep, your brain is working hard to consolidate memories, clear out toxins, and process information from the day. Without enough good quality sleep, your cognitive function can start to decline. But here's the catch: getting enough sleep as we age can be tricky. You might find that you wake up earlier than you used to, or you have trouble staying asleep through the night. The good news is that there are simple strategies you can use to improve your sleep quality and ensure your brain gets the rest it needs to stay sharp. First and foremost, try to maintain a regular sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day can help regulate your body's internal clock and improve your sleep quality. Even if you're retired and don't have a strict work schedule to follow, try to stick to a routine. Your brain and body will thank you for it. Another important factor is your sleep environment. Make sure your bedroom is conducive to good sleep. Keep it cool, dark, and quiet, and limit distractions like TV, smartphones, or bright lights. If you're having trouble falling asleep, consider a relaxing bedtime ritual, maybe a warm bath, reading a book, or some gentle stretching. The goal is to signal to your brain that it's time to wind down and prepare for rest. If you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night or having trouble staying asleep, try not to stress about it. It can be helpful to get up, stretch a bit, or do a quiet activity like reading until you feel sleepy again. Avoid looking at screens, as the blue light from phones or tablets can interfere with your ability to fall back asleep. Remember, sleep is one of the most restorative things you can do for your brain. When you give yourself the opportunity to sleep well, you're allowing your brain to repair and rejuvenate. And the better you sleep, the sharper you'll feel the next day. Now, let's talk about something else that's incredibly beneficial for your brain: mindfulness and stress reduction. We live in a world that's often busy and full of distractions, and sometimes it feels like we're constantly on the go. But did you know that chronic stress can actually hurt your brain? When you're stressed, your body produces a hormone called cortisol, which, over time, can interfere with memory and cognitive function. High levels of stress can even shrink parts of the brain involved in learning and memory. That's why it's so important to find ways to relax and reduce stress. One of the most effective ways to do this is through mindfulness practices, such as meditation or deep breathing exercises. Mindfulness helps you focus on the present moment, letting go of the worries and distractions that might be causing stress. Just a few minutes of mindful breathing or meditation each day can lower your stress levels, improve your focus, and even boost your mood. If you've never tried mindfulness before, don't worry, it's not difficult. You don't need to sit cross-legged on the floor or meditate for hours. Just take a few minutes each day to focus on your breath and clear your mind. You can do this first thing in the morning, during a break in your day, or right before bed to help you unwind. Mindfulness can also be a great way to connect with yourself and tune into how you're feeling mentally and emotionally. By regularly practicing mindfulness, you're not only reducing stress but also improving your ability to stay focused, sharp, and clear-headed throughout the day. Now, with everything we've covered, exercise, sleep, and mindfulness, it's clear that mental sharpness comes from more than just one thing. It's about taking a holistic approach to your brain health, making small but impactful changes in your daily life. These habits don't have to be difficult or time-consuming. They're simple steps that, when done consistently, can make a world of difference for your brain. But we're not quite done yet. There's still one more essential point I want to share with you. Stay with me, and I'll explain how a little bit of purpose can go a long way in keeping your mind sharp. Now that we've covered physical exercise, the importance of sleep, and mindfulness practices, let's dive into the final piece of the puzzle, finding purpose and staying mentally engaged. Having a sense of purpose in life is not just about feeling motivated, it's also crucial for your brain health. When you wake up in the morning with something meaningful to do, it gives your brain a reason to stay active and engaged. It helps keep you focused and provides a sense of accomplishment, which is incredibly important for your mental well-being. Research shows that people with a strong sense of purpose tend to have better cognitive function and a reduced risk of cognitive decline. When you feel like your life has meaning, your brain is constantly processing thoughts, making decisions, and solving problems. And this mental engagement is what helps keep your brain sharp. So, how can you cultivate a sense of purpose at any age? It doesn't matter if you're in your 60s or 90s, there are always opportunities to find purpose in life. It could be something as simple as spending time with loved ones, helping others, or pursuing a long-lost passion. Maybe there's a cause you care about, or an activity you've always wanted to try, but never had the time for. Now might be the perfect moment to explore it. For some, volunteering is a great way to find purpose. Helping others, whether it's through a charity, a local organization, or just being there for a friend in need, can give you a deep sense of fulfillment. It's not about doing something grand or heroic, it's about making a difference in someone's life. And in the process, you'll also be keeping your own mind active. If volunteering isn't your thing, that's perfectly fine. Purpose can take many forms. For some, it's about nurturing relationships with family and friends. For others, it could be setting personal goals or learning something new, maybe trying a new hobby, mastering a new skill, or even starting a project you've always dreamed of. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it makes you feel fulfilled and connected. I know it might sound a bit cliché, but it's true. When you have something to look forward to every day, your mind remains sharp. You'll be less likely to feel isolated or disconnected, and that mental stimulation, whether it's through interacting with others or pursuing something meaningful, will help keep your brain engaged and thriving. Now that we've touched on finding purpose, let's wrap things up and reflect on all the amazing ways you can keep your mind sharp well into your 90s. If you've been following along, you know that there's no single magic solution. Instead, staying mentally sharp is about creating a routine that works for you, a combination of regular brain exercises, physical activity, good nutrition, restful sleep, and meaningful social connections. It's a holistic approach that nurtures both your mind and body. Remember, you don't have to be perfect or do everything all at once. Start small and build on these habits as you go. Even the simplest changes, like taking a walk, reading for 15 minutes, or calling a friend, can have a lasting impact on your brain health. The key is consistency. You don't need to make huge, overwhelming changes to see results. It's the little things, done every day, that add up over time and keep your brain sharp, clear, and engaged. But here's the most important thing to remember: you are never too old to start. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, or even 90s, you still have the power to take control of your brain health and feel sharp, energized, and mentally clear. The process may take time, but every step you take is a step toward better brain health. And the more you practice these habits, the stronger your mind will become. I hope you're feeling inspired to take action. Start with just one small change, whether it's adding more brain exercises into your day, getting a bit more exercise, or focusing on getting a good night's sleep. The important thing is to keep moving forward, no matter where you're at in life. As you make these changes, remember that you're not alone. You're part of a community of people who are all striving to live their best lives at any age. And the more we share our experiences, the stronger we become together. If you found this video helpful, I'd love for you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What changes are you excited to try? What habits have worked for you in the past? I'd love to hear your stories and continue this conversation. Also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel for more tips on living your best life at any age. In closing, remember, you have the power to stay sharp, stay healthy, and stay engaged, no matter how old you are. Every small step you take today is an investment in a bright, clear, and vibrant future. So, here's to living your best life at any age, and to keeping your mind sharp for many years to come. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.